Hi, Professor. Here are my materials. So I have containers, plastic containers, have the apples, the pH strips. So the experiment is gonna be carried out by cutting the apples into slices. The slice is gonna be dipped into the gonna be sink into the containers. It's gonna be filled with 1 liter water to make different solutions. And what it's gonna do to measure the pH is these strips that I bought online. So the brand is Indigo Instruments, and as well as I have the mortar. With the mortar, what I did was crushing the tablets, but due to the lack of precise balance, a precise scale, I had to measure them in the Centennial's balance, as the concentrations of solutions was very low, and the kitchen scale doesn't work for those very low measurements. They were less than 1 gram. So I had already measured my samples, my ascorbic acid samples in aluminum foil. That's why I already done it. These measures were made from the vitamin C brand Atoma. I have here, so one tablet, it has 500 milligrams, and the apples are from the variety from of Gala, the Gala variety. They are from New Zealand. The initial pH is approximately 4. Is approximately 4. My initial pH for these apples. They have two containers with 1 liter of water each. They have filtered tap water in one of them. So one's gonna help me with my positive control, and the other one gonna use for the 0.001 molar solution, which is 1 times 10 to the minus 2 molar. So today I'm gonna carry out both experiments at the same time. Here I have labeled both the containers, one with a positive control 0.1 molar and the other 0.001 molar. Well, here we have both acid ascorbic samples. The big one is for the 0.1 molar, and I have ready my container, so I'm going to add the acid into the container this way. What's already measured, and the other container I'm gonna add 0.18 grams of the acid. Once they're added, what I'm gonna do is to mix them. I mix them well with a spoon until completely dissolved. And I'm gonna dissolve this as well with a different spoon. Okay, now I'm gonna take out the slices from the first container. always making sure the surface that has had contact with the solution is going to be face up. Okay, if from the beginning we notice that they have different colors. So the the less concentrated solution, the slices from the less concentrated solution are browner than the slices from the more concentrated solution. They are brighter. It's noticeable. And I'm gonna measure the pH from the buzzer control. Just this. I compare. Okay, my initial pH is 3. That's my initial pH. I'm gonna measure my pH from the 0.001 molar solution. Okay, so my initial pH somewhere in between 3 and 4. Yeah, somewhere in somewhere in between 3 and 4. Probably 3.5. Okay, and after that, I have to record the results every 5 minutes for the first 30 minutes. And after that, I record results. I take pictures and measure the pH for every 30 minutes for the next 4 hours. So the whole goal experiment is going to be 4 hours and 30 minutes long. I have two different solutions. One is very turbid, which is the 0.1 molar, and the other is kind of clear. It's a very low concentration. Okay, here are our apple slices. They are perfect square shaped. They have one size of 3 centimeters each. Here we can prove that all of them have 3 centimeters inside. Okay, see 3 centimeters of side, this side as well, and all of them are 3 centimeters. Well, what I'm gonna do first is to measure the initial pH. For that, I have my pH strips with its respective scale. I'm gonna hold strips to one of the slices. Instruction says that I have to read the pH within the first 30 seconds after the contact is carried out. Okay. Yes. Within the first 30 seconds. Here I have. Okay, so as mentioned before, the initial pH is 4. Just as my bibliography says that the initial pH for this kind of apples is 4. Okay, next steps is to put 6 apple slices into each solutions, so the area is in contact with the solution. I have to make sure that the same area I'm measuring is the one that is in contact with the solution, as all the slices tend to float. Here we are. Okay, and for the other, 6 more slices. Okay, so after the first 5 minutes, I measure what the pH is going to be.